YouTube, I'm Gingy and I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips for keeping the quarantine blues away. Before I get started, I do want to add a disclaimer that I am in no way a mental health expert. I am just sharing the things that have worked for me personally. If you are someone who is struggling with symptoms of depression or overwhelming anxiety, please do seek professional help. And if you need to talk to someone, I have listed the number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline in the description below. So my first tip, I know this is going to sound kind of weird, is to wear your swimsuit from morning till night. Whether it's your bikini, your monokini, your swim trunks, or if you swim naked, go ahead and do that. Do you, boo. So why does this work? Well, for one thing, if you ever watched Jeannie Mai on The Real, love her by the way, she is a fashionista and style icon who has talked about the concept of wearapy. And wearapy is basically this idea that if you wear bright colors like oranges and golden yellows, that it'll instantly boost your mood because of their brightness. And I think the same concept can be applied here in a different sense. You know, if you wear the clothes that you usually wear on vacation, you will feel like, you know, you're in some overwater bungalow in the Maldives. And that's how I felt. I discovered this by accident because I really just got lazy. I got an inflatable pool this summer, so I was just chilling in the backyard the first couple of weeks of quarantine in my pool, and I got lazy, so everything I did that day, cooking dinner, filing, office files, feeding my cat, taking care of my plants, I did it in my bikini, and it made me feel really, really peaceful and relaxed. I think it's because it did put me in that vacation mindset. I'm not rich, but I am tangential to rich people, and I suspect that this is what they do all day. They just lounge around in swimwear the whole day because they're rich and they can afford to do that. I don't know. Could be wrong. That's what it seems like on social media anyway.
One little thing I want to add here, if you can step outside and grab even 10 minutes of sun, even better. Your brain has many parts that can receive vitamin D, which can boost serotonin levels, which can make you happier. This is me doing my sun salutation.
My second tip is to dance. Whether you're angry or upset or sad, I think you should just try to get up and move your body. As a wise person once said, why be moody when you can shake your booty? And so that's why I really do believe, if you're angry, you're upset, fuck it, put on some death metal and rage against the machine, whatever it is you're feeling. If you're feeling sad, put on some sad music and sway to it. I think that just moving your body with a combination of music that matches your energy and mood is going to help process things a lot. So here's why I say you should dance no matter what mood you're in. Over a year ago, I started pole dancing. It's been really great for my mental health, not just my physical health as well, because it is very grueling. You get a lot of bruises and cuts and scrapes and falling down, bumping into other people, falling on the pole, falling off the pole. You get the idea. But I digress. So unfortunately, the studio that I went to got closed down due to COVID-19, but while it was still up and running, we did move to virtual classes. And one of the cool things about that was that there were classes that weren't on our normal class roster when we had them in person. And one of those was contemporary dance, actually. So this one day when I was feeling not the greatest. I was, really sad because lockdown had just started and I hadn't seen my friends or family for a long time. And I'm not even going out a lot because I'm living with my mom right now, who's, in her late 60s, and she had a triple bypass 3 years ago. So I'm just being very, very super careful. But I did a class that day which was beginning contemporary, and music and movement we did for that class it wasn't happy necessarily. It was dark and stormy, and actually because it aligned with the energy and emotions I was feeling that day, it really helped me to process and work through everything I was feeling that day. It didn't necessarily solve my problems, but it did make me feel better because doing the movement and feeling those emotions helped me sort of like transfer that energy around, as opposed to if I was just sitting in my room and then just stewing in my sadness and letting those emotions fester, which is not healthy. And so that's why I really do believe, if you're angry, you're upset, like put on some death metal and rage against the machine, like whatever it is you're feeling. If you're feeling sad, put on some sad music and sway to it. I think that just moving your body with a combination of music that matches your energy and mood is going to help process things a lot.
Here's actually a recording of a phrase I learned in class that day. I'm not a professional, so don't judge.
And my last tip for beating the quarantine blues is making sure you have time for a little bit of play each and every day. So what do I mean by play? So specifically, I mean creativity. And as someone who's a musician and has been playing for over 25 years, I think that even if you're not a professional, even if you don't know how to play any chords on the piano, or you don't know how to draw a perfect oval, you should still try to doodle, paint, sketch, make clay figures, whatever it is that interests you, because that is nourishing your soul. Because the whole point of making art isn't necessarily to make the next Venus de Milo or the next Sistine Chapel. The whole point of making art is to connect with another human being. A friend of mine who I've been pen pals with since this quarantine started sent me a watercolor painting. And she is by no means a professional or an expert, but what I loved about it is that I could still feel her personality in the work, because the colors that she used, the lines that she drew, it was very reflective of her personality. I like art not just because it looks nice or pretty or amazing or wonderful. Like those things, they are amazing feats of human nature that should be celebrated. But the main reason I like art is because I get to know what the world looks like from another person's point of view. I don't know, I'm getting emotional. But anyway, so those are my tips for beating the quarantine blues. If you try them and you feel like you are finding a little bit of peace and joy in your day, let me know in the comments. Or if you tried it and you were like, you know what, it didn't work for me, that's fine too. Different strokes for different folks. I hope you have a wonderful day with lots of pockets of peace and that things go your way more often than not.